All right, it's time for the rest of Worksheet 24, where we're handling all the different parts of speech and things we've learned so far. Special emphasis here on action and linking verbs. On Saturdays, we eat dinner at different restaurants. Eat. Who or what eats? We eat. Subject pronoun is a pronoun. We eat what? We eat dinner. Okay, we can even see actually dinner is receiving the action of this eating. Dinner was on the plate to begin with. We perform the action. Dinner's gone. Dinner is eaten. That kind of thing. So this is clearly an action verb. It's not that we are dinner. Of course not. We eat dinner. We perform an action. Okay. Now, at different restaurants, restaurants is a noun, so it's an object of the preposition. Different then is simply an adjective, right? What kind of restaurants? Different restaurants. The whole thing then is showing us where we eat. It's answering a question where with respect to the verb, so it's an adverb. Now, the same thing actually is true then about this prepositional phrase, is it not? Object of preposition, of course, for Saturdays, it's answering the question, when do we do this eating? So it is adverbial. You seem sad today. Okay, seem. Who or what seems? You seem, subject pronoun. You seem what? You seem sad. So it's not somehow that sad is a noun and it's received some action. Really what's happened here is that you has simply, let me cover it with my finger here, you has simply been connected to sad in this way. It's linked. I've even referenced in class a couple of times that little children, as they are learning to talk, go through what people who study this kind of development, they call it the one-word stage, where a very small child just says blanket, 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 or water, water, water. In fact, my son, for some reason, he calls water bua, bua, bua. So then they move on into the two-word stage. And they might say something like, you, blanket, you, blanket. All right? Here, that's what's going on. You, sad. You, sad. Different languages have different ways of connecting those two kinds of ideas. You, sad. Well, this is precisely one of our main ways in English. Different kinds of linking verbs. Seem, feel, all that kind of thing. Remember that anytime that you have another linking verb, for it to be a true linking verb, seem is always a linking verb, but ones like feel or even things related to taste or sensations, they can always be replaced with the verb to be if they are truly a linking verb. So you feel sad today, you seem sad today, could be replaced with you are sad today. Now today, of course, is showing us the when of this particular verbal action, so it is an adverb. So we do have our linking verb here. I apologize, I'm trying to write around this leg right here on the stand for the camera. The ugly duckling became a swan. All right, so became is the verb, it's in the past there. Who or what became? The ugly duckling. Duckling is a noun. Became what? Became a swan, a predicate noun. This time, it is not modifying, it's renaming. It's further describing duckling by giving it another name in that way, a new noun. So, became then is a linking verb. It is simply linking duckling and swan. Duckling became swan. It's not an action performed to the swan or by the duckling in that way. It was a change in a state of being. Okay. So, ugly is describing duckling. It's an adjective. And then, of course, here we have another article adjective as well. So this would be a good place to pause it right there if you need to see something and look more closely on the front side. And we'll flip this and go to the back side now of Worksheet 24. Okay. You should be happy about the final score. Okay. Should be. Who or what should be? You should be. That's a pronoun, subject pronoun. You should be what? You should be happy. Happy is an adjective. It's in the predicate position. It's describing you, of course. That's because this is a linking verb. It simply linked the subject to the predicate idea. Just like a chain, it's connected them. So that's linking, not action. You didn't do something to happy. Now, about the final score, okay, preposition, article, adjective. Here is a regular adjective modifying score, which is a noun, and the object of the preposition. The whole thing shows in what sense you should be. All right, you should be happy about the final score. Someone could say, well, what do you mean? Of course I'm not happy because I didn't get to go to the game, or I didn't get to see it. I'm just looking up, checking the standings or the score for my team on my phone or something. I'm all disappointed. But then the person might say, well, hey, you should be happy about the final score. So in connection to this final score, there should be this happiness. It's modifying the verb there. And so in that way, it's adverbial. And we'll go to number 7. Number 7, she drinks coffee early in the morning. All right, drinks. Who or what drinks? She drinks. She is a pronoun, not a noun, subject pronoun. She drinks what? She drinks coffee. There's an action towards the coffee. It's not someone saying she is coffee, so it's not just linking those two ideas. This is the direct object of an action verb. She drinks coffee when? Early. That is giving us a time when. Okay? Now, in the morning. Okay, that is giving us a time when as well. So we've got the preposition, the article adjective, the object preposition. The whole thing is adverbial, showing us the time of action. Now, the story couldn't be true. Okay, so could and be. Could be. Right, this is called a helping verb, a modal helping verb, or a modal auxiliary, they're called sometimes. That is sure a fancy name. That's a very impressive name. But it shows the mood, right? And here it's not just saying that the story isn't true, it's saying that it's impossible for the story to be true, right? So that is helping it to have that sense. Not is the adverb. Remember, we often say that not is the most powerful adverb because it completely turns over the tables, okay? Who or what could be? The story could be subject noun. Story is a noun. There's my article adjective. I don't draw the arrows here for the sake of the video. Now, it couldn't be true. True story. Think about that. The true story, we could say. This is an adjective. It could be in the attributive position over here. It's in the predicate position over here, predicate adjective. Okay, so a linking verb. It is linking the subject to the predicate idea. The office will be built before the end of the year. Okay, so will be built. This is future and passive voice. It means someone else is doing the building to the office, right? Who or what will be built? The office will be built. Subject, noun. Okay, before the end of the year. So this here is a preposition with an article adjective in the object of the preposition. Similar here, preposition, article, adjective, object of the preposition. So when will it be built? Adverbial right there. But what kind of end is this? Before the end? Before the end of the world? No, of course not. Before the end of the year. So it's modifying what particular kind of end we're talking about. Therefore, it's adjectival. The verb then, see, it's not just connecting the subject to some predicate idea. This verb is an action that's happening to this office. So that is an action verb. The old fire truck was bright and shiny. So it was. Who or what was? The fire truck was. It's a noun, subject noun. Whoops, actually I put N, SN for subject noun. The old fire truck, that's an adjective describing the fire truck, and the is an article adjective. The old fire truck was bright and shiny. It was. Notice two things here, just a dot to make it a little easier to remember, of course. We've got a coordinating conjunction, and so this is a predicate adjective, but they're both coordinated and working together as predicate adjectives. So it is connecting the subject fire truck with these predicate ideas, bright and shiny, so it's a linking verb. Well, there is the backside if you need to pause that or take a closer look at what we got going on there. And sixth graders, I've enjoyed going over this again, and I pray it's a nice format for you. Don't hesitate to be in touch, of course, if there are other questions. One of the fastest and easiest ways is through my email, which you have there, nsunt@veritasnc.org. But also, you know now that you can communicate also through the comments and different things like this on Google Classroom, even in the things connected to this particular assignment. So that can be a nice way to communicate as well. All right, God bless and take care.